Hi comic book fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. And it is now episode 4 of my series, What is on My Shelf? Okay, so quite a few interesting things on my shelf today. This weekend we've got a London Spring Comic Con, and I'm going there on Sunday. So some of the things here have been inspired by the London Comic Con. But first, I'm going to show you some pickups from this week, or from the last week or so. First one is this one. This is a sketch cover. I got this at an online auction run by Tim Plum at Hobgoblin's Hideaway. This is a fantastic sketch cover. It's an Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 blank cover that an artist called what's his name? Ken Hazer has done 4 sketches on, 2 on the front and 2 on the back. It is great. Look at this. Right, so on the front we've got Spider-Man in his black suit and the Green Goblin, and then on the back we've got Venom, it goes that way up, and Carnage. Not only that, but this is a CBCS 9.2, and the signatures have all been verified. Absolutely fabulous. When I saw this on Tim's auction, I had to go for it. He did give me a bit of a deal on it as well. I made a cheeky bid for it, for under what he was asking, and he was kind enough to let me have it. So that's my first pickup, sitting on my shelf. Next to that, I've got a couple of other pickups which I thought I'd share with you. Firstly, I have talked about Marvel Tales in the last couple of weeks, and I have said that some of the Marvel Tales are well worth picking up. So I found this one on eBay. This is Marvel Tales number 138, I think. And look at this. It is a complete reprint of Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and I got this for less than £10. It's in a pretty good condition. It's not a 9, but it's probably a 7.5 or an 8. First, I think these copies, these reprints of classic Marvels are well worth picking up. You know, Amazing Spider-Man number 1 is way out of reach of most collectors, and I think over a period of time they're going to drift to these great reprints. Right, and my final pickup. This is a call out to my mate Alan, who gave me the heads up on this one. This is a new comic. It's Strange Love Adventures. I've actually read this. It's actually pretty good. It's quite funny. But the reason why this is you need to get this is the first appearance of a pretty major DC character. Yeah, it's the first comic book appearance of Peacemaker's Eagly. So you need to go out and grab a copy of this because Eagly is going to be a big star. Right. Okay, so those are my pickups. Right, next up, I've got a really interesting one here. One of the people who is going to be at the Comic Con is an artist, and he was the artist. He is called Rhian Hughes. And Rhian Hughes did the artwork for Dan Dare in this comic here. Now, this comic, most of you probably never heard of it. This is a comic called Revolver, and this is Revolver number 1, and this came out in 1990. And Grant Morrison reprised Dan Dare, and Rhian Hughes. Rhian Hughes did the art. It was fantastic. Let me show you some of the art. I mean, I really liked this version of Dan Dare. Look at this. Look at the square jaw on this this Dan Dare here. Fantastic stuff. I really liked this this Dan Dare. I think the artwork by Rhian is absolutely fabulous. So I am going to be taking my copy. This has been in my attic for 30 years. So this is now 32 years old. I will be taking this to the London Comic Con on Sunday to get Rhian to sign my copy of this. Now, not only have I got that, but I've also got this. And this is a copy of Speakeasy, which was a sort of UK-based comic. It was a fanzine basically. Or it was the organ of the comics world, as it says. But this one, you can see it's got Dan Dare on the cover, and it is basically talking about the launch of Revolver. So I'm also going to get Rhian to sign this for me. How many copies of this still exist in the world? I don't know. Not many, I suspect. Right, but even better than that, well, just on this one, I have got, my dad used to know I collected comics, and when he read the newspaper and he found anything about comics, he would cut it out for me, and when I next saw him, he gave it to me. So he cut out this article from his newspaper, and it is about the launch of Revolver. Just let me read you a little bit of this. In France, they call the comic the ninth art. In Japan, a quarter of all printed material is published in comic form, and the highest titles sell more than 1 million copies weekly. Such is the influence of the medium that when a disgraced politician appointed a public relations agency last year to touch up his tarnished image, they launched a comic in which he, complete with exemplary lifestyle, starred as the central character. Revolver has a distinct absence of superheroes. Its strips, such as Purple Days, written by rock critic Charles Shaar Murray and inspired by the guitarist Jimi Hendrix, Dire Straits, a 1990s comic soap opera on college life, and Dare, written by Batman writer Grant Morrison, are aimed at a discerning student audience. Right, so really interesting and very dated article about comics that my dad cut out for me and gave to me. Right, and I'll be taking that probably as well for Rhian to have a look at. Okay, so that was really interesting. Right, the next two things on my shelf are also to do with the London Spring Comic Con that I'm going to. I have got here, this is, for you American viewers out there, the Beano is a British comic for children that has been going since 1938. Yeah, 1938, so it's now been going 85 years. So is this the longest running comic? Probably not, pretty close. When did Superman first come out? Some 1938 as well, eh? Right, and why am I getting started? This is a comic which celebrated 80 years of the Beano. So this was from 2018. Really nice, fun. It goes through and shows you sort of 8 issues, one from each decade from the Beano. Really nice publication. Why am I taking this? Because at the Comic-Con is a guy called Nigel Parkinson. Now, Nigel Parkinson is the current artist of Dennis the Menace in the Beano, and those of you who've watched my watched some of my videos will maybe remember that I got Nigel when I went to the London Comic Con. I think it was in August last year. Nigel, well, it may have been a little bit later than that, September. Nigel was there and I got him to do a picture of me as Dennis the Menace. So Nigel's going to be there again on Sunday. So I am going to get Nigel to sign my 80th anniversary copy of the Beano, and I might get him to do another drawing for me. Right, so what is the final thing on my shelf? It's another set of things to do with London Comic Con. Right, one of the artists who is going to be at the London Comic Con is a guy called, I think it's Brian Kitson. I'm going to check that up, but it's a guy called Kitson. I've actually got some of his comics. This is Fables 130 that I picked up in a job lot of Fables. And Kitson is the artist here, the cover artist, so I'm going to get him to sign that. He's also the cover artist on JLA Year One. So I'm going to get him to sign that. I'm also taking some blank covers to get some sketches on. So these are the blank covers I'm taking. There's a couple of artists there who've worked on Doctor Who comic. So I'm taking a blank cover of Doctor Who and I'm going to get one of the Doctor Who artists to do me some sort of Doctor Who thing. I don't know. What do you think, guys? A Dalek? Tom Baker as Doctor Who? Don't know. A Cyberman? Oh, I'll probably have a chat with the artist and see who they like drawing the most. Right, I'm taking a blank copy of House of Slaughter 1, and I'm going to get somebody to do me a drawing of Erica Slaughter. I already got a sketch done of Erica Slaughter when I was at Thought Bubble. So this will be my second one of these. So I'm see who I pick to do that. There's a couple of artists there who've done work with Marvel and DC. So I'm gonna get a Superman drawing on my blank copy of Superman #1. And I am going to get somebody to do me a nice Batman on my City of Bone, Batman 75. Right, and next week on my shelf, hopefully there'll be some sketches to show you. Right, so that is it from this week's issue of What's on My Shelf. Enough said.